Hello, Nat here. Let's see what's making news. Colourful sand has led to dozens of schools being closed today as more Aussie retailers pull products from their shelves. Here's Aidan to explain what's been going on.
So the stuff in these bags has got a lot of people pretty concerned, as you might have guessed by the serious-looking masks and suits. They're being so careful because they reckon it has traces of asbestos. Asbestos is a natural mineral made of really strong little fibres, and if those fibres get into the air and then into the lungs, they can make people very sick. Last week, traces of asbestos were found in some types of toy sand sold in Australian shops. It led to a bunch of students and teachers being kept out of their classrooms on Friday. 16 schools in the ACT were completely shut, plus one in Queensland. Then, over the weekend, 2 more major retailers put out a recall notice for sand products. Now today, 70 schools are closed in the ACT, and other states have partially closed some schools too, as experts test for those little fibres, remove suspect sand, and look more closely at it. While people are working very hard to safely get rid of any asbestos, authorities say it's really unlikely these fibres are fine enough to be breathed in, and still say the chance of harm from the sand is pretty low.
The risk to any children is going to be very, very small.
It is a risk nonetheless, and we're managing it.
US President Donald Trump has rolled back a bunch of tariffs on food. A tariff is a fee that's added to goods coming into a country. And earlier this year, Mr. Trump brought in a lot of them to try to encourage more products and food to be made in the US. But grocery prices in the US have since become pretty high, which lots of people reckon is because of the tariffs. And while the president originally insisted that's not the case, he's now decided that things like coffee, tea, cocoa, and various fruits will be exempt. That exemption also includes beef, which for Australia is a relief because it's one of the country's biggest exports to the US.
We welcome the lifting of these tariffs. That's a good thing for Australian beef producers.
The Navy Blues took on the Hawks in the AFLW semi-finals over the weekend. Here's Sass to tell us who is prelim bound and take us through what else is happening in sport.
Apparently, good things come in threes.
Makes no mistake, Sophie McKay.
And that's definitely true for Carlton's Sophie McKay, who kicked 3 massive goals against Hawthorn in the weekend's AFLW semi-finals. Of course she had to hit this cheeky sally.
She's done the fake shoulder dislocation into the shimmy this time.
And with a 79-33 win secured, Carlton are off to the prelims and will take on the Brisbane Lions. Over now to the Women's Big Bash League, where the Sydney Sixers have secured a 24-run win over the Sydney Thunder.
Chopped it on. She took a walk.
And also hitting the magic number, 16-year-old Kiva Bray stole the show and claimed a hat-trick.
Absolutely brilliant. Who else?
Only she didn't even know she'd done it.
Yes, a hat-trick.
Until she got this nice new hairdo.
It's pretty crazy. I, as you could tell probably by the reactions, I didn't realise I had a hat-trick. It's really exciting and I'm glad we got away with the win.
Speaking of hat-tricks,
here comes Parrott.
Striker Troy Parrott has kept Ireland's 2026 FIFA World Cup dreams alive. While the team trailed 2-1 to Hungary at the 80th minute in the World Cup qualifier match, Parrott stood up and completed his hat-trick to secure a 3-2 win.
A dropping ball is touched home!
As well as Ireland's place in the playoffs for next year's tournament. I told you good things come in threes.
Now it's time for some stories that'll make you go, where are you going? Or maybe it's like, where are you going? Or maybe it's like, where are you? First up to rodents in space. Yeah, 4 mice have just returned to Earth after spending 2 months on board China's space station as part of an experiment to understand how they'd handle microgravity and being confined to small spaces. They're now being studied by researchers, and so far they've reported the mice ate less while in space but drank more water. Fascinating. Now to a penguin parade, also in China. 30 birds took part in this year's event, setting the record for the largest number of penguins participating ever. And finally, a flock of about 600 sheep is being shepherded through the streets of Nuremberg. They've just spent the summer acting as the city's lawnmowers, keeping grass in the local meadows short. But now it's just about wintertime, so they're off to pastures elsewhere. Well, that's all we've got time for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.